Yes, anyway, I give up.
Now, what would you change about Mark, Julie, anything you change about a character?
Live.
How many times does she have to say it?
Okay, and on any panel I've been on the whole weekend, that's been my answer.
Are you wearing your winter coat?
She's crowly and she's hot and she doesn't know how I do it. That's the question Jim and Misha have been asking the entire time. He's crowly, he's hot.
Well, here you look like you're wearing a duffel coat, and I was going to say...
Yeah, it does look like you have feathers on your crowley outfit.
That's the thing today.
Oh, I see. The feathers? What is that? Oh, like Crowley has.
Oh, I see. Is that tie? Oh, okay.
I have a coat.
You must be warm.
Now you look good. She's not warm. She's
Yeah, you've got the Crowley heels on, the whole thing.
I wear the same heels and I have the same thing on my shoulder. I don't remember the organ. You don't remember the organ? No. Shh. Remember this stuff,
All right, thank you. Thank you.
There's more people coming since we got here. That's really scary.
This one's mainly for Mark and Chef. I've been a long time fan of Dr. Who, and I know you were recently on with the new episodes. Yes. It's going to be best to like gay immigration.
FBI. Dr. Who? Myself and President Nixon asking me, well, this person you want to marry, black? I'm like, yes. What? I'm a lot more liberal than people. He is. It was totally intended to make a laugh. What was your question?
The question was it at one time dream for you to possibly be on Dr. Who? Like, a lot of actors have been on the show then, and then the other actors up there had a show they wanted to be on for a long time that they finally got to get to fruition.
Does anybody else want to answer my question? Is that what you just said?
It's first for you, which is how did it feel to be on Dr. Who, which you had been on there? And
How did it feel? It was the most extraordinary thing. The show's been on for 47 years. The show's a country of 60 million people, 10.8 million people watched the episode. It's incredible. It's a phenomenon. I was sandwiched neatly between Sir Michael Gambon and Michael Sheen as guest stars, which doesn't suck. It's like, whoa. But it was a dream. It's me slightly moving up the sci-fi ladder as I've been desperately clawing my way up over the years. Trying to be on every show ever made. Doctor Who got bigger and bigger every year. I was like, oh God, I'll never get on this damn show. And then they asked, and it was like, yeah. And I got absolutely honest, the great supernatural story of that is without Jim Michaels and without Johnny Mack and the rest of the producers, I would not have been able to do Doctor Who because I was actually shooting Supernatural at the time. And if Supernatural hadn't deemed, Jim Michaels hadn't deemed it possible for me to do it, it just wouldn't have happened. There was no way for me to do it. So Supernatural, I actually owe the entire Doctor Who experience to Supernatural. How cool is that?
I don't remember the question now. What was it?
Why do you like me?
The question was, is there a show you'd love to be on?
I'd like to play a meth head on Breaking Bad. That would all be downhill after that.
Yeah, I feel on Breaking Bad. Especially Julie, I can so see you as a meth head on Breaking Bad. Yeah, where's your man?
Tweet.
No, you're gonna have to wait and see it when it happens. That's not a spoiler alert. It's just a hopeful thought.
I would love to be, I just would love to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
There you go with the lady thing again.
You Neil Grammer's
and I want to be a woman.
I'm
I'm going to embrace it, because evidently that's where things went for me today. What about you, Jim?
Well, besides the West
You like dressing, right?
Here's, I wanted to be on Justified, and I did win. I was kind of the reverse of Mark's situation. Because I was booked on Supernatural, I had to turn down a 5-episode arc on Justified. But,
Oh, don't feel bad for me, guys. Come on, it's working.
I mean,
You cannot complain when, oh my God, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Guys. This is what happens when you bring girls to a Supernatural panel.
No, I mean, you guys don't feel bad for Jim just because he missed it. It's not because he missed it because he was having a kidney out. He was missed it because he
Oh, this is
I think having a kid too.
You love him on, so don't feel bad for him.
Nobody's asking me to feel bad.
Oh.
That's between you and them.
Canadians
And you
come
know
to our
what?
country, stealing our jobs. Coming down, I'll come guest on your show, but don't you ever come to Canada, because Canadians don't work enough. Sorry, what were you saying?
You've been an asshole a lot. Where do you go?
I draw for my friends.
Fair enough.
The fact of the matter is, it was almost like a rule in my head that if I really, really, really want to be on a show, I will never be on it. And the one time that it worked out well was Deadwood. I got the audition for that, and I thought, I have to be on this show. This is, and somehow it happened. And it still shocks me just because my track record was otherwise perfect. If I really wanted to be on something. I didn't really want to be on Supernatural because I didn't know what it was. I had never seen one when I first read for it. And now I really want to be on it.
You know what else I want to be on is Sons of Anarchy. You know? Except there's only auditions for porn stars and... Well, that's really it. No, but, well, I'm not going to go. I never go out for Sons of Anarchy because of that. Apparently, I will not be a realistic porn star.
Oh, that's
Why?
Depends on the film.
Depends on the film.
Typos are flooding through my head.
You know what? I'm thinking. I don't know if I have an answer for that. What would I really like to do? You know what? I'm sorry, I'm blank on that one. I don't know. If Lost were still around, I would love to have done Lost.
I'd probably die on that show.
What's that? We would have died.
Yes.
We would have died, but then everybody died, didn't they? In that show, I would love to have gone somewhere.
Spoiler.
Cool. Yeah, I'm rooting for everyone.
You can tell me the ending of The Sixth Sense now?
When people get to go and shoot stuff, I've never been able to go anywhere really cool. Like people that go and shoot stuff around the world, like to go and shoot something in Hawaii and you're set as a beach. That just sounds like fun. I mean, I've shot in very cold, very rainy, very crappy conditions, but to be able to go, so you're about to say something really obnoxious.
You're Canadian. What do you expect?
And there it is.
I love Canada stuff.
I love Canada too. How'd you get 100 Canadians out of a swimming pool?
That's actually nice. The answer is actually a compliment.
Say, please get out of the swimming pool.
We are very proud. Not all of us, but many of us are.
Hi, this question is for Misha. I just want to say I like your voice a lot. You have a great voice, especially when you're doing cast.
Thank you very much. So do you.
Thank you. I was just wondering if you've ever done any
And by the way, that's a nice precedent that she's setting. Each question should be prefaced with a compliment to me. Follow her lead, people.
Just like it is on set.
I was wondering if you've done any audiobooks, or if not, which one would you want to do?
I have not done any audiobooks at all. I would love to do an audiobook. Well, I don't know. I would love to do. It's already been done, but I would love to do Go the Fuck to Sleep. Samuel Jackson is a tough act to follow. So. You guys read that book? Yeah. It's actually fantastic.
I read it and I hear your voice.
So, Nisha, I think
Yes.
you're a very handsome man. However, actually, you're all excellent.
No. You're getting away. You're losing yourself here.
Very handsome.
No, I said stunning. I said stunning for everyone else. But,
We don't care about that.
however, is Mark Harmon really that pretty in person?
Yes.
Thank you.
And he's nice.
And he's nice?
And he's disgustingly nice. He's one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
Oh, you just made
I
up.
did a series with Mark back in the early 90s.
Am I right?
And he is probably my favorite person to work with in the whole business. He's terrific.
Well, if you'd ever like to tell him to come to DragonCon, we like sci-fi shows and other shows as well.
I think he's pretty shy. I think that's one of his great qualities is he's actually a really shy man, which makes him even more disgustingly appealing. You can work on Misha, but it's not enough to.
I would work with him, and I actually think of him often. No, in a nice way, really nice. No, he set such a great tone on the set that I think of him like, oh, that's the role model that you should follow. That's like if you're top billed on a show, you set the tone, and that's how people should act. People don't usually, but that's how they should.
Absolutely.
Made everybody feel really comfortable.
Did you cry in the West Wing when you got shot? I did. I did. What? You got died to Hallelujah.
Oh,
The West Wing.
Yeah.
I was like tears in my eyes, man. It's just one of those guys you really sort of care about.
Yeah.
Such a great guy.
I didn't cry. That's weird. But yeah.
What's it like to watch something you made?
Watching hard.
Watching things that we made,
Well, they're always really good if I remember.
like paper mache.
I made it with things like that. Good difference.
You know how when you cannot stand the sound of your own voice on your own answering machine, and you're like, my God, do I really sound like that? That's my personal experience with seeing anything I've ever done on television. You trash it to bits. That's me. Some people have no problem with it. I can't do it.
too.
I don't.
You can't take that one out of the
It's like Don Rickles without the charm.
Crowley.
Well, I'm the only one that's going to answer that?
No, I was going to say, I find it, well, my answer isn't funny, so I thought maybe I'd just stop talking. No, I find it actually really more of a learning experience. Like, I try to watch it with more of, like, what would have worked better, and, I try not to make fun of it, because that hurts.
Boys, are you guys going to answer that?
I run it in slow motion, the frame advance, and just watch me. It's grand.
Yeah, it's similar for me. I feel like it's hard to watch Supernatural because the other cast isn't as good as me.
Which episode do you
Just fully honestly, but I shout right. Are you? I do like watching myself, though. I've never seen anything that I've done twice, and a lot of things I haven't seen once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot bear to go back again.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because we don't see what you see, right? We see, oh my God, I didn't know that line, or this, I shouldn't say we, I should say me. I look fat, I couldn't remember that line, oh, how did I do it? We don't look at it objectively, we look at it incredibly in a very dark light. I do, anyway.
He's great.
I don't know one actor that will willingly and enjoy their own stuff watching it. I know one actor that will thoroughly, two actors, three actors, four actors that genuinely enjoy their own stuff.
Nah, it's, you know what it is? If you love the story and you participate in something that's a story, you watch the story. I mean, it's just fun to watch the story. For God's sakes, how can you not watch Deadwood and enjoy every single frame of it?
When you're on it,
It doesn't matter whether you're on it or not. You're watching the rest of the bloody
I
piece.
can't imagine her story when it's you, though. I can't, that's what I'm saying.
For me, I love what I do so much. It's